So I had two intentions for this test. One was to create a picture profile for the Sony A7II that would be kind of similar to Canon log on a C100, so I could use them both interchangeably. The other was to figure out how to get the best out of S-Log2 on the camera. The reason for this was because I'd already done a shoot using S-Log2, which is also picture profile 7, and I'd found a couple of odd little quirks to do with the colors in the camera. I mean, I was stoked with the dynamic range, but some of the color rendition was a little bit off for me. And I'll show you what I'm talking about. So here's a photo of a buddy of mine, Steve, who was kind enough to let me film him falling off a rock for 2 days. I took this on the A7II with no picture profile. Now here's another shot of him in the video. Do you notice anything different about the color of his shirt? Now obviously when you're recording video, it's not going to be capturing anywhere near the same amount of color information as what a stills camera is going to be getting. However, I don't think that's really the reason why there's a difference. I'm pretty sure the main reason for the difference is not so much the S-Log2 gamma setting, but the color space setting, which was set to S-gamut. Now S-gamut is a color gamut that Sony has designed to emulate the look of film, and it's used in all their high-end digital cinema cameras like the F55, F65, etc. However, there's a little note in the A7II help guide which states, S-gamut setting of this camera does not support the whole color space of S-gamut. It is a setting to realize a color reproduction equivalent to S-gamut. So it's not the real S-gamut, and that's fair enough because you don't have like this amazing color filter array like on the F55, and you're only recording 420 color space, so there's going to be some compromise. The question is it still worth shooting in S-gamut on the A7II? Well, that's up to you. But for me, I came up with a few different picture profiles that I'm going to use as options for shooting with this camera in the future. Picture profile 1. This is what I've nicknamed S-Log Pro. It's for shoots where I intend to grade the results. I want the dynamic range that S-Log2 can offer, but it uses the Pro color space rather than S-gamut and has a few other tweaked settings for what I think give the best representation of colors to my eye. Picture profile 2. The No Grader. It's a Cine 1 Gamma with a Rec 709 color space. Looks nice out of the camera, it's good for fast turnarounds, but not as harsh and contrasty as having no picture profile at all. Picture profile 6, the Canon log emulator. It's not exactly the same, but pretty much as close as I could get in camera to emulate the look of the C100 when shooting in log, which is pretty much how I tend to use it. So after finally getting all these picture profiles set up, I tried them out in a real world situation. For everything that I shot in the city, I also shot it all handheld using the camera's internal stabilizer. So for those Flinders Street station shots, it is aliasing like crazy on those horizontal lines. And it actually looks a little bit worse for some of these shots because I filmed them using the APS-C mode on the camera, which crops the image and enlarges it. So it enlarges the artifacts as well, essentially. I wish at the time that I had corrected for it, like I did later when I tried it out again, shooting the blinds just here and getting those horizontal lines yet again, and also those artifacts. The easiest way to get rid of it was just to defocus it slightly, so I probably should have just done that at the time. Doesn't mean that shooting APS-C is a bad thing. If there's horizontal lines, could be an issue, but if there's not and it's just a natural kind of environment, then it's probably fine. So yeah, that's it. I'm pretty stoked now that I've got some picture profiles that I can work with in various applications, and yeah, hope you enjoyed it.